this evening.
You have the minutes in front of you. I'll read 26. There is solicits for correction. Hearing none, we need a motion. So moved. We have a motion to approve. We got a second. Second. That's the second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carried unanimously.
Mayor, Commissioners, it's my pleasure to introduce three of our newest officers and administer the oath of office. The officers will step forward and face the audience. Officer Rafiq Siddiqui. Originally from Toronto, Canada, Rafiq was mentored by a Toronto police sergeant. While in college, he joined the Canadian Army Reserves, later joining the Toronto Police Service. Rafiq met a girl from Queens, and he relocated to make her his wife. Once he became a citizen, he joined the New York Police Department. During this time, he also grew their family and had 2 children. As they raised their children, both Rafiq and his wife recognized that they wanted a different lifestyle for both themselves and their children. So they decided to relocate to Central Florida. In his spare time, Rafiq enjoys time with his family playing sports. He also enjoys working on projects in the house. Officer Christopher Garcia. Originally from Orlando, he graduated from East Ridge High School in Lake County. Before graduating, he enlisted in the Army and became an infantryman. He became a squad leader, serving in various deployments to the United Kingdom, Afghanistan, South Korea's demilitarized zone. Chris's hobbies include lifting weights, saltwater fishing, long-range shooting, gunsmithing, kayaking, and hunting with his father. He hopes to further his education and become part of the SWAT team working on it. Chris stated he wanted to join the police department here because it has a reputable, resourceful, and well-organized team that maintains and interacts with the community that trusts and respects them. Ashley Gray. Ashley grew up in a small town similar to Winter Garden in central Illinois. She graduated from the University of Central Florida with her bachelor's degree in psychology, concentrating a substantial amount of time studying mental health, substance abuse, and various disorders. She is also trained in crisis intervention for youth. Ashley already volunteers as one of our youth explorer advisors. She is interested in working in the criminal investigations unit and as a school resource officer. She's truly excited to serve the community of Winter Garden and look forward to her many opportunities with our police department. Now, Mr. Oath. All of you raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Christopher Garcia,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the laws of the state of Florida,
the laws of the state of Florida,
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and ordinances
of the city of Winter Garden,
of the city of Winter Garden,
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of police officer
perform the duties of police officer
for the city of Winter Garden,
for the city of Winter Garden,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Ordinance 22-14, an ordinance of the city of Winter Garden, Florida, amending the future land use map of the Winter Garden comprehensive plan by changing the future land use map designation of multiple parcels of real property generally described as approximately 48.07 plus minus acres located east of Southwest Crown Point Road, west of State Road 429, north of East Maple Street, and south of East Plant Street from Orange County low density residential to city low density residential, providing for severability, providing for an effective date, and ordinance 22-15, an ordinance of the city of Winter Garden, Florida, rezoning multiple parcels of land being approximately 48.07 plus minus acres located east of Southwest Crown Point Road, west of State Road 429, north of East Maple Street, and south of East Plant Street from Orange County R-2 residential district to city R-4 residential district, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Evening, Mayor and Commissioners. These these ordinances are to apply future land use designation and zoning district to the residential properties that we annexed during that East Winter Garden interlocal agreement with Warren County. Properties will be assigned future land use designation of the residential, zoning district, residential district. R4 district is a single-family district that allows 50-foot wide lots, which is consistent with these lots divided in the 1940s. Staff recommend approval of ordinance 22-14 and 22-15. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the commission?
Yes, were there any lots, like large tracts that, might be divided into 50-foot lots at some point?
There are some larger pieces kind of down off Trumbo in that area that could ultimately be subdivided out into smaller lots. Yes, they could even do a plan development if somebody were to acquire several more.
And is it the desire of staff to keep those, not take away any property rights and just let them still be able to build 50-foot lots, or do we want to make them go to 75-foot lots if it hasn't been built yet?
We want to leave them as their 50s and keep it consistent with that surrounding area, and that's why we did R4, because it keeps it consistent with what was platted in the 40s.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any non-conforming issues.
Makes sense. Okay, I'm not for taking away people's property rights. Okay, thank you.
My different comments on that. Certainly 2214 makes a lot of sense. 2215, along with Commissioner Misiel's questions, my concern is leaving this as R4. I understand if we move to R2, it's going to require quite a few variances, but ultimately leaving it at R4 leaves us in a future state where we're always talking tiny lots, It doesn't drive that to be a more thriving area over long term. The better use of that is to move that to R2. I talked to the city manager, he gave me some very good reasons why we want to stay R4. I don't disagree with his reasoning. I thought it was sound. It ultimately has a long-term perspective. R2 would be beneficial to us in this process. Too many changes for existing properties of such size. Those things are going to R2 houses go down, lots of vacant. So that's just my comment.
R4 has this 50-foot wide lots, it has smaller side yard setbacks, it is more consistent with what's developed in that area. R2 requires a 75-foot wide lot, 10-foot side yard setbacks. So you'd be in variances, would be inconsistent with the lots that were built in the 1940s, 47, 49, all around that time. And it's not consistent with what's developed in that area, which could be harmful. So we tried to stay consistent with what's there is why we did it.
I don't disagree with that reasoning at all, sir. I think it's sound and ultimately to look to future use improvement of that area and size of it. I just think it's a long-term solution down the road.
It'll also turn into affordability.
Yeah.
So now you're putting two lots together. It's going to get pricey the way things are going.
And that's one of the examples that I shared with Commissioner Mueller, that if you have somebody that had a 55-foot wide lot that's been within a family for multi-generations that decides that they want to tear that structure down and rebuild within the existing 55-foot lot, you're either going to force them to have to acquire additional property. To do that will force them in for variances. I think the other consequence of doing the R2 is we establish a layer of bureaucracy that's really just unnecessary. If they want to do a simple addition, at a shed, you may have multiple variances that the residents wouldn't be required to do.
My thing too, Ron, is that we've asked these people to annex into the city, and they have graciously.
Yes.
They didn't really have to. We don't want to take away any property rights either that they might have. It's a heavier burden to have R2 as opposed to R4. And if you're on a piece of property that's been in a family for 100 years, and all of a sudden now we can develop it into 3 lots instead of 5 or something like that. So that would be my concern.
I'm just going to vote the way Commissioner Mitchell would like me to vote because he worked so hard on this issue.
Okay, any other questions from the commission? This is a public hearing. We will open a public hearing if anyone wishes to speak. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing, and we need a motion, Commissioner Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 22-14 and 22-15 with the second reading and public hearing on June 23rd, 2022.
Okay, second. A second.
We're gonna ask for separation in 2 seconds.
I'm sorry, I'm asking for
Just a second.
separation first.
Did you second?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Now what?
I was asking for separation of the ordinances.
You want to vote on it separately?
Please.
Well, we've got a motion and a second, so now we want to
You
vote
call
on
for
it.
an amendment.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it under the minute. So we got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried, 41. Okay. Ordinance 2216 and 2217.
Yes, sir, ordinance 22-16, an ordinance of the city of Winter Garden, Florida, amending the future land use map of the Winter Garden comprehensive plan by changing the land use designation of real property generally described as approximately 0.525 plus minus acres located at 1351 East Bay Street, east of Southwest Crown Point Road, west of Bethune Avenue, north of East Bay Street, and south of Edgeway Drive from Orange County, low-density residential to city neighborhood commercial, providing for severability, providing for an effective date, and ordinance 22-17, an ordinance of the city of Winter Garden, Florida, rezoning approximately 0.525 plus minus acres located at 1351 East Bay Street, east of Southwest Crown Point Road, west of Bethune Avenue, north of East Bay Street, and south of Edgeway Drive, from Orange County R-2 residential district to city R-MC residential neighborhood, commercial district, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
These ordinances are to apply future land use designation of residential neighborhood commercial and zoning district R and C. The property located at 1351 East Bay Street. This property was annexed in as part of the interlocal agreement with Orange County. It's always been developed as a convenience. Proposed future land use and development zoning are consistent with the existing use in the surrounding area, and staff recommend approval of ordinances 22-16 and 22-17. Questions?
Once again, this is a public hearing. We will open a public hearing if anyone wishes to speak. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. If there are no questions, we need a motion. Commissioner Mason.
Motion to approve ordinance 22-16 with staff recommendations.
Okay. And public hearing, second public hearing, June 23rd.
And 20, yes. And we're doing 2217 also.
Yes.
And ordinance 2217 with second reading and public hearing on June 23rd, 2022.
Very good. We have a second. Second. Okay. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Resolution 22-07, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Winter Garden, Florida, relating to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, FDEP, State Revolving Fund, SRF, adoption of the wastewater facility plans for the implementation of wastewater treatment and disposal improvements effective this date.
Thank you. Yes,
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. The State Revolving Loan Fund Program provides loans to local government agencies to finance construction of wastewater facilities. The Florida Administrative Code requires a formal authorization by the City Commission for a facility plan, however, wastewater treatment and disposal facility companies and financing is necessary in order to comply with the state requirements. The staff would recommend Resolution 22-07, wastewater facility plan for treatment and disposal improvements. Now, answer any questions you may have.
Questions from the commission?
Not so much questions as a comment. It's been needed for a very, very long time. That personally, a lot of that does affect my district. So I think we haven't done anything in how many years?
Very minor improvements over the years, yes. This major improvement would definitely help a lot of issues that are at the wastewater.
We've been running on generators sometimes.
Yeah, new generators, odor control, gutter screening, and it's a complete overhaul.
Okay. Any other questions from the commission? So that we've been through this for a while. If any, we will open this up to the public if anyone wishes to speak. Seeing none, we will close that. And there are no questions. We need a motion.
Make a motion to approve resolution 22-07.
Okay, do we have a second? Second. We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. You get to carry on, sir. Go right ahead.
The next item is approve a purchase order for CPWG Madrid for professional services related to the roundabout and traffic calming improvements on Marsh Road.
The city requested a proposal from CPWG Madrid to analyze Marsh Road, provide design improvements at roundabouts and areas along the road.
To provide traffic calming measures. The design includes survey road improvements, striping and sign, and safety analysis. Staff would recommend approval of the purchase order to CPWG Madrid for the design of traffic calming improvements on Marsh Road, the amount of $115,070. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the commission?
I'm ready for this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Any questions from the commission before Commissioner Charlie makes a motion? No? Okay, sir.
Move to approve awarding the contract for Marsh Road widening and roundabout improvements in the amount of $8662254.70.
Well,
First one, sir.
we'll get to that.
Oh.
We're on the 115 right now.
Spend the money before we get there.
That's not what I'm saying. Then we'll move to approve the award for the professional engineering services for roundabout traffic improvements on Marsh Road for $115,057.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Now we'll get to the,
I think we already have a motion for that.
yeah, now we will get to the contract for Marsh Road widening. Yes, sir.
The city received 3 proposals on April 26, 2022 for the Marsh Road widening and roundabout improvements project. Cost tabulation of the 3 proposals are as follows. SDC Incorporated, $7,874,757. United Civil Construction Corporation, $9,012,039.14. Catholic Construction Company was $10,973,262.14. Southern Development and Construction Inc., SDC, is recommended as the lowest responsive proposer. Proposal amount of $7,874,777. Staff would recommend that SDC's proposal and award then the contract for Marsh Road widening and roundabout improvements project, including 10% contingency, bringing the total amount of the approved project to $8,664,777. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the commission?
Just one odd question. Working in contracts is my other job. $254.70. It's always on big contracts like that. I always question why there's not an even number.
That's just the 10% added on to their.
No.
So the SDC versus you, they've got all the material the same because when you're looking at $2.5 million or 32% difference in their estimate, or either Cathcart just didn't want it.
Yes, sir. No, we contacted SBC prior to making this recommendation, and their bid is solid, they felt, and they have the equipment, their proposal was solid, and they have worked for the city on other projects as well, so we're confident that this is a good price and we should.
Okay, so it's a good price and should be close to that. Okay. Just want to make sure.
We're gonna have one last conversation, excuse me, Mayor, one last conversation with them, just to remind them that we don't have any appetite for change.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, Commissioner.
Yeah, move to approve the proposal and award contract for Marsh Road widening and roundabout improvements to SDC in the amount of $8,662,254.70, which includes a 10% contingency.
motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, sir. Approve rankings and award construction manager at risk for Fire Station 21. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. So the city received 6 proposals in response to our RFQ for a CMARC construction of Fire Station 21. The rankings from the evaluation committee are as follows: McCree General Construction 380, HJ High Construction 366, Ford Construction 360, Mulligan Construction 322, Envirostructure General Contractors 321, and Miller Construction at 229. We went through these bids in depth, and we would recommend McCree General Construction as the most responsive bidder. We would request that you approve the rankings and award the contract to McCree General Construction to act as CMARC for the construction of Fire Station. That answers your question.
Questions?
Most responsive bidder? What does that entail?
So when we went through and evaluated the bids, we looked at their ability to perform. So what projects that they have done in the past, particularly fire stations, and their experience in building fire stations, how many projects they have going on right now, so their workload, availability to do these projects in a reasonable amount of time. It also proposed what their time schedule will be. So we evaluate all of those things in a matrix, and everybody in the room. So if you kind of look at them, you see that the numbers vary. They were most responsive based on the numbers.
Any other questions? Need a motion?
Make a motion to approve the rankings for construction manager at risk, contract to for construction, Fire Station 21 to McCree General Construction.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Additional 1 to 12 month renewal term for RFP 1904. Yes, sir.
Good evening again. This is a debris removal services with CrowderGulf. The city approved contract for debris management services with CrowderGulf on August 8th, 2019. The contract allows for 1 36-month period followed by 2 12-month subsequent renewal periods. So 2 12-month periods. Should we need to come back again for resources, we will, for that second, we would come back. CrowderGulf is agreeable to renewal, it is requesting an increase in rates from the original contract of 3%, which is based on the current rates for the U.S. Department of Labor's consumer price index. Staff would recommend approve first of the 2 12-month renewal periods. CrowderGulf and an additional increase of 1.3% of the current contract.
Questions from the commission?
Have we used them during storms before? I think we've engaged them multiply as needed. Is that what this contract's intent is?
Correct.
No, they haven't had a rate. I mean, there's been no increase in contracts as initially.
We haven't, excuse me, Jim, I'm sorry, we haven't used this particular firm
Okay.
since we solicited proposals, but
We solicited proposal after the last hurricane that we had massive debris.
Let's hope we don't need it. Okay, we need a motion.
I'll move to approve the award with the 8.3% increase.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, sir. Recommendation to approve the special event back to school bash. Yes, sir.
This is Back to School Bash special event. The city's working with Be Global, Not Local, to coordinate this yearly event. The event is supposed to be in Zander Park on Saturday, August 6th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. AJ, playing family-friendly music, food trucks, road closures, and school supplies will be given away at this event. They're working with the Parks Department, Police Department, Fire Department will all be on hand to help, and staff will recommend approval of the event.
Okay, any questions? Need a motion?
On the question, I don't have a.
Just come up and ask a question. Yes, ma'am, give your name and address.
Thank you. Sorry, it's last minute. I just got here. And I wasn't here before, so I don't know anything about it, so apologies. My name is Troy Knight. Okay. And I am Winter Garden. I just had a question. What is the B local? So I would think we want to be local, not global. Business thing.
I said the same thing. I said,
So it just puts my flying and feel, oh, wait a minute, we want to be local. I don't want to be local. Thank you. I just want some explanation.
I know we talk a lot about supporting local, right? But the gentleman that has this organization, he is really focused in on at-risk youth. And he uses global, not local, because he wants them to elevate themselves above their situation or circumstances and where they are in the community. Realize that there's a big world out there and that you can be anything and do anything. And it's meant as a very positive message to the communities that he serves. So we've worked with the gentleman that runs this organization for several years now, and I've heard research. I know Carl talked about it, research that about it. I know I'm very supportive of the work that he's been doing. Thank you.
That gentleman's name is?
Wendell Coates. Wendell Coates. C-O-A-T-E-S.
And is that an LLC? Be global?
Okay.
I'm just asking.
I'm not sure.
It's a nonprofit.
A
We don't,
nonprofit.
no, y'all, no. Any other questions, Commissioner? If not, we need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the back-to-school dash with the global, not local, with staff recommendations.
Okay, we have a second?
Okay.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Board appointments, the election canvassing board. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. This item is for the annual board appointments for the election canvassing board. The city charter requires that the city commission fill the 4 seats before July 1st of the year prior to the election. This election is scheduled for Tuesday, March 14, 2023. It's going to be for the seats of Mayor, Commissioner, District 5 at large, and City Commissioner, District 1. Canvassing board appointments are 2 regular members and then also 2 alternate members. And the city clerk is a charter member, so a total of 5 members. Currently, the seated members have expressed that they would like to remain, with the exception of 1 member who moved to Winter, so he's not eligible. So staff would recommend that the approval of the 4 members for the election canvassing board, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. It would be good if you could specify which 2 would be the regular members and also which would be the alternate members.
Say, well, Commission have a preference.
So right now, we would just be voting on the 4 that want to stay.
4 total, but we have 2 regular members, and just so that you know, the 2 regular members would be my standard members, but the alternates would fill in if the 2 regular members wouldn't be able to make the appointments. And another side note, this is the only board that I'm aware of that actually meets outside of the city limits. So we would be at Orange County Supervisor of Elections for a couple of meetings.
We're not voting for the new members.
we could all.
Is that absolutely up to you, the 3 seated members, that's another thing. We didn't have a meeting in the election in 2022, so they didn't actually get to work. They were appointed, but they didn't actually get to work. So that's totally up to you if you want to reappoint the 3 that did say that you still have a desire
citizens of Winter Garden.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. So, in the spirit of diversity, I wanted to check back with you all and see how we are coming on our resolution to make a statement from the Commission about our LGBTQ+ residents.
We circulated something, I'm looking at it,
Still not sure, but I'm gonna.
how I want to say that. Specify one group over any other group here in one group.
So we've got something, the city has provided me, and I looked at it, made a few comments, if I get the back of the city manager.
Okay, and what's the time frame for whipping it together and getting it out? Because we are in the middle of Pride Month now, getting something out for Pride Month.
Okay.
I'll make a comment, I'll just thank you, and thank you, Mr. President. So, certainly I was in favor of kind of the unity statement for all the contributions minorities made to Winter Garden. I know we had a conversation about having something like that as a resolution coming up. Last meeting, maybe the first meeting, Tuesday, for Friday. Sorry, it's not available to share. That's a contribution, not only all minorities of whatever, all the community. It's what makes us.
That's what the resolutions are attempting is to talk about. Broad, correct. That's what we're attempting to do. Trying to get, all in there. More challenging. But it's close. Thank you.
All right, great. Great. Ask again on the 23rd.
I just can't speak for everybody else. My comments.
All right, thank you all very much.
Anyone else? Matt from our city attorney.
That's there.
City manager.
That's there. Something a little better than that. Okay, Commissioner Shaw. Thank you for that, Commissioner. Commissioner, just want to thank staff for all the great.
There's a lot of hard work went into it for the East Winter Garden plan. We had Shrek, for those of you not aware, we had people with a packed house with folks from East Winter Garden. He's unfortunately I didn't beat it, that's probably no time. But just past my quarantine, so we're not that before me, but I just want to thank staff. I know a lot of work went into that. I got a lot of great comments. Really thanks to folks for the videos. It's very helpful. Got to see them happen on video, so it's great. So thank you, and there's always great things happen. Thank you.
Commissioner New. Things real quick here. I want to thank the city manager and Director Passion. They've had a resident who's had some flooding issues for a while. It's been a bit of a quagmire. He's really helped well with this. Visit the residents, visit the tough spot. Really helped it. Both very much for wonderful issue. Also, city staff see that we're going to engage the rainbow lot. June 13th to 15th. It's a date, so I'm looking forward to that. Sometimes these situations can be much better than all of that. Chief Ralph, we have to do everything for your property spots and we get that. And then Chief Kansa, know that I support the temporary station. It was just a dream thing. I had that chance to call you directly and say that. City staff, thank you for a wonderful work. You did an amazing job as always. My fellow commissioners, thanks for everything you've done. Transition continues to be a good job for us. We've seen the interchange, we've tried to put out, bus depot, we've tried to put out, curbside, we've tried to come in. So, I encourage you to, to make a domain and Commissioner Wilson, impression. Having been a lot of the property issues because of the things. With that, that's all my comments.
Commissioner Bennett.
Memorial Day was a great event, honoring, everyone that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Ron was able to give a nice speech. And I wanted to thank the staff for all their hard work on all of the moving parts that it takes to and then I did come Friday and Saturday to listen in on the Winter Garden. So, very well, a lot of events, a lot of great from the community. I also want to listen and learn, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. I do want to thank the staff and American Legion and all for Memorial Day. And Commissioner Mueller did give a very good speech as a speaker at that, and very helpful. Anyone that didn't like that, you just really stop and think about all the people that made the sacrifice for us. So with that, we'll adjourn our next Commission meeting.